What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Emperor TV, and today I will be reviewing Baddies USA, Chapter 2, Episode 3. So we continue with this episode with E.T. versus Persuasion. Then there is another fight with Tinka and Cold Killer. Like, pretty much they are tearing this theater up, y'all. They are tearing this theater. The place they're gonna be performing at later on that night. They what Dolly say, these baddies are not playing, and they on that. And they on that. You know, they definitely on that. Yeah, because it's a fight here, a fight there, a fight here, a fight everywhere. These girls, these baddies are definitely on that this episode. And Camilla is upset after her fight with Big Lex. And I don't know why Biggie says she had to calm Camilla down by blowing on her, going like, why are you doing that? That you know that air is not as cold as for the fans. So I don't even know why Biggie did that, but mind you, Biggie is talented. She's very talented. I love her song Big Mama. So yeah, Biggie's talented. I love her rehearsal too. Like, and at the same time, like I said, back to her blowing on Camilla. Like, just get a portable fan, because you're literally making it hot. Like, no shade, you're making it hotter. Sorry. Love you, Biggie. But anyways, Amber calls out E.T. to fight because they had issues on the internet. I'm reading from my notes, y'all, because they got issues on the internet. And out of nowhere, Pressure comes and sneaks E.T. Dolly calls out E.T., but nothing comes from that fade. Then we have DTB trying to fight Fauna. E.T. and Persuasion made up and ended their little beef, which is good to see. Mariah wants to fight E.T. because of something that happened off camera, and afterwards, they resolved their beef, which is also good to see. So it seemed like everybody just wanted a piece of E.T., and apparently Persuasion, this is a whole different Persuasion from seasons ago on South. She said that Krishan mess ain't gonna happen again. She prepared, and she's also on that. So she ain't playing neither this season. So yeah, everybody want a piece of ET, and Persuasion is on that. Pressure and Tavy start fighting when they see each other. In Pressure's interview, she claimed that Tavy just slipped on a banana peel and got a contract with LOL. And E.T. face starts burning. And now this was crazy to see. And this was like beyond, like, ever since last season, it's just always been these girls. This is why sometimes I feel like the violence need to be at a minimum sometimes. Because if you keep fighting and fighting and fighting like that, people gonna want to do other things. With the Mason, with the BB, like, all of that needs to be taken down just the minimum. We can fight, talk, resolve. Because mind you, these are grown women. But at the end of the day, it is baddies. But damn, Mace. Yeah. So E.T. face starts burning because someone had Mace on their hands. Amber sneaks E.T. while she is literally holding her face, being carried to, the medic or whatever. Production, Ashley is literally going off on Amber, as she should, because why? Because you messed around trying to hit E.T. and also hit Ashley. So of course she, was mad about that as well. In my opinion, Amber was wrong. Y'all got 40 days and 40 nights. Words from Diamond the Body, DTB. Persuasion was the one who had the mace on her hands. She literally admitted to having the mace on her hands. And she said the mace was not for E.T. It was for Pressure, which she likes to call Joanna Man. And like I said, it's really, really getting out of hand because, mind you, for what? For what? That's why I say the violence needs to be at a minimum sometimes. And yeah. But it's reality TV. Violence in this day and age is the moneymaker to it. So it is what it is. Rolly is like, why didn't you fight her regular, but claims the mace was, like, she claims it's suppression. And then TT from Baddies Going Wild Season 1 starts fighting Persuasion because of the Mace situation. Says if you not fighting for, I'm not fighting for either. And I have to really give it to TT, even though she was definitely the villain on her season. Her Emery kept going at Bahati on it. She definitely stood her own with her being the smaller girl, the baddies going wild girl, versus the baddie, the bigger girl. And I have to give it to TT. She stood in the paint. You know, TT, okay, I see you, TT. Rather if it's a baddie going wild girl or a regular baddie bigger than you big, small, tall, you getting in that TT. I have to respect that. And yeah. And Emery is in her interview saying, is this what baddies really do? Because she sees all the fighting, they fighting like animals. And I'm like, durr. Durr, like, you were on baddies going, wow. Okay, so y'all should have been expecting it, especially if you done the show prior, you know what these girls gonna do. Durr, Emery, durr. And you come from baddies going wild. Going wild. You should be trying. Then Daisy goes after Persuasion. And when I say Persuasion was definitely on this episode, she was fighting anybody who wanted to fight her. And Persuasion was on that. She was definitely on that. And I have to give my props to Persuasion for being on that. Like, from Baddie South to now, she doing pretty good. She doing pretty good. She said, I'm not ending up in the sink or anywhere on the ground. I'm not getting no losses this time around. And I have to give Persuasion her props for that. Mm-hmm. So Biggie is rehearsing her song Big Mama. And she looks good. The rehearsal for the performance that Biggie's doing, it looks good. It looks organized. Like, she got dancers behind her. I'm like, okay, Biggie, you doing your big one. You know, Biggie, I liked her rehearsal, if anything. Hers was more, despite all the chaos and the fighting that's going on off stage, Biggie's performance looked very, very organized and put together with the dances and all of that. And she really, really took it serious. And Daisy tries to go after Rolly. Rolly gets to throwing stuff and starts trolling her. And then literally after that, there's a message saying Daisy's tour with the baddies has cut an end. I don't know why, but it looks like Daisy, she done. She done. Her Baddies USA Chapter 2 experience is cut after she tried to fight Rolly. I don't know, but I'm just saying her experience is done because I don't know that's what it said on the message. And yeah, it look like Daisy, she won't be returning. And then Summer No Other walks in, y'all. Summer walks in the building, calling Dolly and Rolly out, and she fights a little bit more with Dolly. She fights Dolly a little bit more. And then Ivory kicks Tavy, and they start fighting because their beef online. Ivory and Pressure go another round. Then ET comes and knocks Pressure as well. And all Armageddon is going down in this venue. Summer is summering, saying how the girls got to shoot them fades. Summer and Rolly get to arguing, telling Rolly Daisy still need that. Summer is the show when it comes to her comebacks. More of the story is you don't always have to fight. You can just have a slick mouth. Use your words. Talk. Arguments. What you think they be doing on these housewives, these other reality TV shows that then came before Baddies? They was slick with their mouth. They would have a tongue wrestle. And Summer, when it comes to tongue wrestling, she is a champ. She's a heavy hitter when it comes to that mouth. Yeah, she keep getting hit in. Okay. But Rolly gets to talking about Summer's lip and all of her injuries she has due to her fight. Summer clearly does not care. Biggie starts telling Summer we have to rehearse, and Summer compliments Biggie, you know, her song and all that other stuff. And Summer also says she got good music too. Biggie is saying we got to rehearse, and Child Persuasion has definitely learned from Baby South. Always stay ready, as Summer is trolling her, saying you done got beat up and I'm about to beat it some more. So they get to fighting again. And Summer claims she won all her fades. But me, honestly, I think it was a tie between her and Persuasion. And one of the fades this season I cannot wait to see, and it's happening, is Big Lex versus Ciroc. And they get to going back and forth, Big Lex and Ciroc. And I have to say, Big Lex, Ciroc, she got in there with you a little bit. I mean, you did win, but Ciroc was holding her own a little bit against you, Big Lex. Definitely was. Definitely was holding her own against you. And after that, Mariah is like, okay, but Ciroc don't want to run it with Tasiki. Okay. Do you want to run it with No, I'm just playing. So, yeah. Tasiki versus Ciroc, I feel like would be a good fight as well. And Tasiki, she sees Summer, throws water on Summer. Summer is like, get this girl away from me. She do not want to fight Tasiki at all anymore. As Summer saying, get Tasiki, get her away from me. She don't want no smoke with Tasiki after her fights with her. So rehearsal is finally over, aka Royal Rumble, and some of these girls got bruises, ice packs. It was insane. As Rolly is closing our rehearsal, she is throwing shade at Summer, talking about how she needs to put deodorant on the private part because don't nobody want to smell your musky. Oh, man. In the next scene, we see Natalie and Lemmy are on the way to Coachella to perform their song. Natalie performs Doing What I Want, and the crowd knew the song word for word. So after that, Natalie is on her way to the other performance as the baddies are set to perform as well in LA. Cold Killer, Kenya. I actually like Kanaya's song. Yeah, I liked her song, her beat. It was different. It kind of gave like 2010s hip-hop Kanaya from Jocelyn Cabaret. I liked her song. And of course, Cold Killer, hers was good. Like, I like Kenya's beat on the song. And then Tinka performs, Tasiki, Bahati comes out, picture frame of Hurricane M's frontal, petty to the utmost power. Tavy, Mariah performs, and E.T. and Pressure go at it again while everybody's performing. Rolly performs, Big Lex performs. Dolly then performs her song F. Dolly. And Summer performs, and Natalie says this time the fans are messy because last season they were booing Summer, and now this time they're not. And says the fans are messy. Okay, DTP performs her song. We always enjoy Line It Up, because that's like, that honestly need to be the theme song for Baddies, Line It Up, you know. And Stunner Girl finally comes. She's entered Baddies. We meet Summer Girl again. If this is your first time meeting Summer Girl, this is Stunner Girl. I said Summer Girl. Stunner Girl. You know, she was on Baddies West, and then she made an appearance on Baddies Africa. So if this is your first time meeting Stunner Girl, this is Stunner Girl. And she comes out, she performs. And yeah, that's pretty much her entrance. Let's see how she'll do throughout the duration of the season interacting with the other baddies. DTB goes backstage where she sees Fauna and tells her to get out her dressing room. Now, this reminds me of a stripper backstage dressing room fight. Like, why? Why? And like DTB Dumb the Body says, we have 40 days and 40 nights. For all this madness that happened on one episode is crazy. And y'all got all season to fight and cut up and at the fool. And y'all choose to let some of it out in this one episode, in this theater. So yeah, Diamond and Fauna are going back and forth fighting. And like I said, I don't know, like, we have to see them fight again because that little tussle, I honestly couldn't pick a winner. And Ivory was like, we just gonna have to do this tomorrow, a whole nother day. And all honestly, I have to say my favorite performances out of everybody was Biggie, Diamond the Body, Kanaya. You know, I like when the baddies do something besides the fighting. Like the performances were definitely pretty good. And of course, Dolly, her little troll song, F Dolly. The performances were good. And then all the baddies come out, you know, to close the show. Party and ET snatches Pressure wigs off, but then falls back. And mind you, it's Pressure's birthday. And Pressure's like, karma for snatching off my wig, you fell back. So, and you look crazy. But yeah, I have to agree with Big Lex. This was ghetto and she was out. So next week, we're getting a house meeting. And let me tell you, I cannot wait to see Amber versus Tasiki because both of them are considered heavy hitters. Amber was considered a heavy hitter on her show, Jocelyn Gabourey. And we all know Tasiki is a heavy hitter on this show, Baddies. So I cannot wait to see that fight and so many other fades before and after that. And thank you for watching this video. And please like, comment, subscribe for more. Bye.